We're the famous Man United and we're going to Wembley. Welcome everyone to episode 9 of my Manchester United career on Football Manager 2019. In today's episode, we are at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final to take on Blackburn Rovers. We are just 90 minutes away from reaching the FA Cup final. Wembley is ready for this FA Cup spectacle. It's quite the classical rivalry as well between Blackburn Rovers and Manchester United after everything that went down in the early 90s. We saw Blackburn winning the Premier League in their heyday. United just missing out on Alan Shearer, who made his move from Southampton to Blackburn for, I think it was something like 3 million, 3.2 mil, something like that. And he was a lot dearer than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but the rest is history, really. Shearer was dearer, but look at the moment Solskjaer created for Manchester United, especially that 99 Champions League Cup final. But anyway, let's have a look at Blackburn Rovers. How have they even made it to the FA Cup semi-final? I think it's quite the incredible feat, to be honest, from Tony Mowbray. So they started off in the third round against Leeds United. They beat them at home 2-0. They had quite a lot of home fixtures, actually, so that went for them. Then they beat Brentford. Then they beat Wolves at home. Also finished 1-0 in the fifth round, and they just scraped through to make it to the semi-finals here with a 1-1 draw against Bournemouth, which finished on penalties, which now sees them here today at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final against Manchester United. And it's some would say they had quite the easy run of fixtures in the FA Cup this year, but I don't know, having to come up against Wolves and Bournemouth, they've done quite well, really, to be honest, to actually make it here today for the semi-final. They're currently 6th in the Championship. They're level on points with Hull City. Still all to play for, really. Still a lot of football to be played in the Championship if they want any chance of making the playoffs. Now, since the last episode, I've been going a game at an episode recently. We played Spurs, and I think what I'm going to do is, for today's episode, we'll just play the Blackburn game. Then the next episode will be the game against Liverpool in the Champions League. And then we've got City, and then we've got Liverpool. There's just so much going on at the moment. So, Liverpool are set to take on Southampton in the FA Cup. We're going to find out, but there is some Premier League games being played. City have just drawn 2-2 at home to Leicester. Crystal Palace winning 5-1 at home to West Ham there. And Chelsea beat Spurs 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. Now, in the FA Cup, Liverpool are out. How about that? Liverpool out of the FA Cup. They lost in extra time thanks to a Charlie Austin goal in the 95th minute. Obviously, Liverpool's case wasn't helped with the fact that Lovren got sent off just before half-time. So that win for Southampton could have a bit of a knock-on effect for Liverpool's performance against us in midweek in the Champions League quarter-finals. Fingers crossed. But we've got to focus on this game, this FA Cup semi-final against Blackburn Rovers. I think this is going to be my team then. Ramiro in goal, Valencia Smalling, Phil Jones, who is wanting football at the moment, is wanting to be sold actually, so we're going to give him a few minutes. I mean, we've got Ashley Young out injured. He is on his way back. We've got Nemanja Matic, who I want fit for our next game against Liverpool. I have rotated the team, so it's not the strongest of midfields. Fred, Fellaini, Pereira, and we got Lingard, Martial and Rashford going forwards. That should be enough to see off Blackburn. We do have youngster James Garner on the bench for this one. How about this? He's played 61 non-competitive games this season, scoring 5 goals and creating 9 assists. He's been doing pretty well. 7.32 rating. I think he's earning a place on the bench for this FA Cup semi-final fixture against Blackburn. So teams are in then, as we are set to take on Blackburn here at Wembley. I've always been against semi-finals being played at Wembley. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Kind of takes away that special feeling of reaching Wembley. Not only are you reaching the FA Cup final, but you're getting to play on the pitch at Wembley. I wish the FA would decide to change back to playing the semi-finals at Villa Park and Old Trafford. It's all about being on the road to the FA Cup final, you know. Anyway, so this is the Blackburn team. It's a 4-4-1-1. Aaron starts alongside Reed in central midfield. They have Jason Lutweiler starting on the bench. If you follow my Shrewsbury Town career a couple of FMs ago, he was such a legend. And you've already seen the Manchester United team. Jesse Lingard loves a goal, loves a cup game at Wembley. Hopefully he can continue with that here today. The media have given you plenty of praise. Go out there, show them what you've got. Put the sounds on as well, why not? And we'll keep it on key highlights for now. So it's Blackburn that get things underway here then at Wembley for this FA Cup semi-final fixture. Southampton already booked their place in the final. Who will be joining them? Will it be Blackburn or will it be Manchester United? Odds stacked heavily in our favourite for this game. One side being a championship team, the other not far from reaching the Premier League crown this season. Not too far off. Got a couple of games to be played in the Premier League. We got Man City coming up very soon, who will no doubt want to put a dent in our title hopes. Liverpool following close behind. We're going to switch to extended highlights here as Andreas Pereira gets a shot away, which Reyes saves. Concedes the corner. It's going to be Fred to swing it in. Looking for Martial at the near post. Lingard hit it. And too many bodies in the area, and Fellaini passes it back to Valencia. And that's the end of the highlight. But so far so good. Under 20 minutes gone, we've had 5 shots, 3 on target. We're dominating possession. And it's Diogo Dalot, who's playing at left back for this game, takes the throw in. Here's Marouane Fellaini. It's Fred. Beautiful ball, spreading it out wide to Antonio Valencia in space. Has time, looking for Rashford, and it's just over the top of him. Here's Martial, surrounded by Blackburn defenders. And they manage to clear the ball, clear the danger. Smalling goes in with a challenge here. The referee walking over. Is this going to be anything sinister? What's it going to be for Chris Smalling? It's just going to be a yellow card. Now he's going to have to be careful. It's quite early on in the game. Just tell everyone to calm down. That includes Jesse Lingard and Smalling, who are both in the referee's book. Here's Marouane Fellaini now. Valencia just playing around Blackburn's shape at the moment, finding it difficult to break them down. And I think they're probably quite happy to soak up all this pressure as the match goes on. They're probably hoping to take this one into extra time, maybe even penalties if they can, as it was penalties that got Blackburn here for this game today as they beat Bournemouth on them in the 6th round in the quarterfinals. Not much happening here then as we fastly approach half time. Still dominating. Blackburn Rovers have yet to register a shot. It's quite marvellous really. Playing at Wembley, completely out of their depth at the moment. Probably just trying to take it all in. Diogo Dalot now finds Andreas Pereira out wide to Anthony Martial. He goes for it, and it just goes whizzing over, not worrying the keeper at all. Be interesting to see Blackburn back in the Premier League. It's been so many years since they were there. It'll be good to see if they can make the playoffs and even return back here to Wembley for the playoff finals. I'll have to wait and see, but that is going to be the first half done then. Not the best from Manchester United's point of view. Yes, we've dominated in all areas, but I'm not happy with the fact that we haven't scored a goal yet. So I'm going to say I'm far from pleased. Good reaction. And I'm just going to warn Smalling and Jesse Lingard just to tell them to play it calm to avoid getting another booking. Don't want to be going down to 10 players or 9 players in a semi-final at Wembley. It's not what Manchester United's all about. We've got standards. Here is Marouane Fellaini then. Good ball to find Martial. And it's straight at the full back. It's going to be a corner early on in the second half. Fred to take again. Headed away. Andres Pereira back out to Fred. Come on, quick. It's Fred. Oh dear. His delivery isn't the best there. Still 0-0. We will keep a knocking though. Here is Valencia. Fred back to Valencia again. Swings it in. Looked like it was driven in low actually. Here is Fred. It's Andreas Pereira. Fred again. Out wide to Dalot. It's not his best position out wide there on the left side. It's going to be a United throw. Going to need a Black & Decker drill to get through this defence at this rate. Look how compact they are. Fellaini's gone for it. He's getting frustrated there. He did have plenty of space down here. He should have found Valencia really. to hit a cross in. Fellaini getting annoyed. Valencia with a free kick then. Takes it short, finds Fellaini. It's back to Valencia. It's Fred. Nice bit of passage of play here from United. Valencia, Fred, Fellaini, Andreas Pereira. We've worked our way in. He gets his shot away, Pereira. But it's still 0-0. And we've got another corner. We're going to stay on the highlights. Fulham for Martial outside the penalty area. What a block. What a block by Williams. It's another corner for Manchester United. We're racking these up at the moment. Fellaini use that height. And they're just happy to keep booting it away. No nonsense from Blackburn. Andres Pereira with a free kick. Just over the goal. We'll get there eventually, I think. I mean, we're not even up to the hour mark. And I'm happy that I rotated this team as I have done. Seeing that we've got Liverpool in just a few days' time. That's the bigger fixture of the two. That's our priority with the Champions League. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put Rashford on the right. We're going to take Lingard off. We're going to bring on Sanchez. I was thinking about bringing Mata on, but I want to keep Rashford's energy on the pitch for now. And Jesse Lingard hasn't had the best of visits to Wembley this time around, which is unfortunate. Maybe Sanchez's explosiveness can light things up here. Going to demand more from the team as we are past the hour mark now. Still, Blackburn have only registered just one shot, and that wasn't even on target. They've brought on Craig Conway. We're just going to have Sanchez swap positions with Rashford. Here's Valencia now. Rashford. Fellaini. Andreas Pereira. It's Valencia in space. Has time. Did take his time as well. It's going to be yet another Manchester United corner. And Sanchez has just switched to the right side, as you can see. Rashford back to that advance forwards. But I'm happy I rotated, seeing that we dominated so much. Because players like Pogba, Lukaku, our top goal scorer this season, they're getting a chance to have a rest. We're going to bring on James Garner, why not? I'm feeling quite confident that we're going to snatch something here. Elliot Bennett has been booked. Pereira's gone off then. Here's Dak then for Blackburn. It's 3 against 2. It's Bennett. We're all over the place at the back, and Armstrong has just made it 1-0. Oh my words. Adam Armstrong has put Blackburn in front here at Wembley. Our defence is all over the place. Why is Dalot there? And Armstrong one-on-one with Sergio Romero. Easy as you like. Was a clinical counter-attack. Going to demand more from the team then. There's me saying I was happy about rotating the team. And here we are, 10 minutes to go, losing 1-0 to Blackburn. We're going to go attacking. We've absolutely dominated this game. It's just that lack of concentration at the back. Doing everything right. Going to push our defensive line higher. We'll probably... they've got a free kick here. Mulgrew takes and scores. It's all over. We're out. We're out of the FA Cup. We've lost to Blackburn Rovers. What a story for them. Charlie Mulgrew, his 3rd goal of the season. And what a goal that is for him and his career. He will be on the back of the newspapers tomorrow morning. Scoring probably the... Can we get something from this? Jones? Yeah, expected a bit too much there from Phil Jones on his left foot as well. He's never going to put that one away. Oh dear. Out of the FA Cup to Blackburn Rovers. Not happy about this. And with that game against Liverpool on the horizon in the Champions League quarter-finals, I know it is a risk to take rotating the team as I did, but players like Pogba and Lukaku, they did need a rest, and hopefully with that trip to Anfield on the Wednesday, hopefully things will work out just right for us and we'll bounce back from this. But to think that we were just 90 minutes away from reaching another cup final this season. We've already won the Carabao Cup. Alexis with this free kick. He's not going to do anything with it now. Side netting, and that's the game. It just annoys me, the fact that we've dominated so much. We've had so many opportunities on goal, and yet we haven't scored in this game, and Blackburn have walked away as 2-0 winners. What is that all about? To think we started this game with a front three of Rashford, Lingard and Martial, and yet they still couldn't break down that back four of Blackburn. But saying that, they did go quite compact throughout this game. They really did soak up the pressure, and fair play to them. They've turned things around and they've knocked us out, and they've made the final, and it's a final they could go on and potentially win now, coming up against Southampton. What a strange turn of events. You would have expected United to have gone through here, even with the rotated side I put out. Wow. So a Southampton Blackburn FA Cup final to look forward to. It's absolutely mind-boggling, really. Look at that. We saw 59% of the ball. We had 26 shots, and yet we lose 2-0. Manchester United defeating the FA Cup semi-final. Dear oh dear. Tony Mowbray, of course, delighted to prove everyone wrong. The odds were certainly stacked against them going into the game. We've received 900,000 for that. Well, anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. I know it's been kind of short. Join me for the next one as we take on Liverpool in the Champions League quarter-final. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.